Magpies Cottage.
I'm Amy.
We're back again on schedule.
Yes, 2 weeks in a row.
Yay.
Woohoo!
Yeah, and I was just telling Amy, I don't have a lot, but I had a lot last week.
Yeah, okay, so I went through, remember I was talking last week about this long list of projects that I what needed just to get off the table?
Yeah.
Okay, I did.
Good.
Okay, so I got a lot to show you.
You promise to wear something, though, this time.
It didn't match my sweatshirt, and I wasn't going to change it.
It does not at all.
I brought it.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
You want to see that one first?
Yeah.
Okay. We can just jump right into my
pile.
Jump
right in.
Okay, here it is. Brand new pattern from Stephanie Ladvin. I tested this. It is now available. It's called Venomous. And it is spiders! I love it.
Cute.
I love it. Hold it up so you can see the detail. I love it. So, two color stranded color work. On this one, especially down in the spiders, pay attention to keep those floats loose, because there's some pretty long ones in there, and you can easily get a little pucker like that one.
Sure.
You know, when I have it on, some of those little puckers don't show. But I will say that this one, I've worn it already twice, and you know, it hasn't been off the needles that long. But yeah. I will say, knitting it, those floats were tricky. I caught my floats if it was greater than 5 stitches.
Okay.
Okay, and usually my rule of thumb is an inch. Whatever my stitches per inch was, and in that case, that would have been 6. But because I was being particular about that, because some of those floats were kind of long, I did it 5.
Okay.
So, but I think my rule of thumb every 6th would have worked, but I was much happier just doing it this way.
So if there were 6, you'd pick up your float after 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If there were 6, I would pick up my float after 3. Actually, if there were 5, I would pick up my float after 3, just to make sure that I didn't. Yeah. Because actually catching those floats like that also helps you keep it long enough.
Yeah.
So that is kind of one of the really important reasons to catch floats. Other than that, you don't want to stick your finger through it and pull it tight and whatever, you know.
Right.
But yeah, so this one, getting the spiders to lay flat, the challenge was the floats.
Okay.
So, but I love it. And yes, it is available on Ravelry and by Stephanie Ladvin. So that's one. And yeah.
Is that Malabrigo yarn? It looked like.
What did I use?
Like
No, I use Dream in Color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is smooshy with cashmere.
Okay.
So it's really soft too. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Then, this was a long-term UFO. I started these in February.
Okay.
And, and so you might have seen them, but I call them my poetry socks, because the yarn is called something sock. Savvy something sock. Anyway, I don't remember what yarn it is. But anyways, the color name was Where the Sidewalk Ends.
Oh, okay.
And that was this book by Shel Silverstein that I always used when I was teaching for poetry. So it's this gray and white with blue and red speckles in it. Anyway, so when I was knitting them, I kind of got a little overzealous in the length. The leg ended up being long. But where I really got overzealous was in the foot.
Oh.
So I'm going to give them to Ryan.
Oh, okay.
So when so what I wanted to do was, this was my plan. I got the first one done, and I tried it on, and I go, whoa, I think you went a little nuts there, girl. And then, so I knew it was either A, if I had enough yarn that I could finish the toe to match it, the same length, then I was going to just not do anything with it and have give them to Ryan and whatever, okay? But my other plan was that if I was going to just take some gray and make gray toes.
Oh,
and then, you know, if I was running out of yarn. As it turns out, I had enough, finished him up. He tried them on. They fit him perfectly.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. So he's
And
getting.
they actually look kind of warm. I don't know if it's just an illusion
Well, this
with
is
that texture or
I don't
what.
know, but well, they look pretty
nice
thick.
and warm. Yeah.
Yeah. They feel thick. I mean, feel them.
Oh yeah, this is a sturdier yarn, almost like a sport weight yarn.
Well,
would
it
feel.
says fingering and
Yeah, there are some dyers though that have a heavier base.
yeah. So
Very nice.
I love the feel of them. So I finished
Cool.
those since February, but it was one of these things. Okay, this is crazy. When I go bowling every Tuesday night, I take a pair of socks along
Okay.
and I knit between frames.
Yeah.
And so I started these in February. I took them bowling.
Okay.
Then these also went on the cruise at the end of September, thinking I wanted to get them off the needles. So, and then I finished them up, at bowling.
That's what, like that pair, I think I showed them. They're made out of that sakata. It's that brown and white marled. It's wool.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were my car knitting. So waiting in line at Walgreens or whatever. Sometimes I took them in for doctor appointments.
Yeah.
They took probably, 8 months to finish because you don't work on them that much.
No, you don't.
So, yeah.
So, and this is Hermione's everyday sock.
Okay.
And I love that pattern.
Yeah, I do too.
I will knit that pattern again. As a matter of fact, one of my UFOs, or my whips, not a UFO because it's not been sitting. I'm knitting it again.
Now, you didn't do the Eye of Partridge heel though, huh? You changed the heel?
No.
Oh, it is. Okay. I thought at first it looked like it was a ribbed heel, but I guess not.
No, it's I have partridge.
Okay.
I love the pattern.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about it. Okay, so those were on the needles. Then I had this test knit going on as well. This one was for Lisa Ross, and this turned out really fun. It's this big, very drapey, lots of holes in it, shawl.
Yeah, pretty.
So, yeah,
Nice.
calls for a set of 6 minis and 2 full skeins. And I didn't even use half of the blue.
Okay.
I didn't even use half of it. It's called Lucky Break. And either it's out or it will be very soon.
Okay.
But yeah, so I finished that. That was,
Cool.
I was testing for her. It was like, I had 2 tests going on at once, and I don't generally like to do that. But, what the heck, I liked both patterns, so I thought, what the hell.
Yeah.
And then I have my monthly knit along that I do with Laura Ayler's group.
Oh, right.
And this is called Atalaya, Atalya. I don't know, something like that. Atalaya. Anyways, I knit this out of Kenzie.
Oh, okay.
I had this in stash. Well, and it's just this nice big, bulky, or warm shawl. And I just love it.
Yeah.
I mean,
nice.
this one is going to sit by my chair.
Yeah. Yep,
And
that'll be a good one.
my knitting chair is like right by the windows. And so at night in winter, sometimes, especially if the wind's howling, it's just cold sitting there.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm going to wear.
Okay.
I love it.
Nice. It's pretty.
It is pretty. So this brown was leftovers of a sweater that I knit in the car, the first ZK.
Oh,
Remember
okay.
we were, I was,
Marie Green pattern, yeah.
yeah, I was knitting that as we pulled out of the driveway. I just started it. And I knit that sweater, almost that whole sweater that weekend.
Yeah, you were on the sleeves on the way back.
Yep.
I remember it.
Yep, well, these were the brown was left over from that.
And now Kenzie
is gone.
Gone. No, it's all discontinued.
One of my favorite yarns.
They'll come out with something different.
I know, but
they
it's just,
will.
I like this. So those are my FOs.
Cool.
I got stuff off the needles. And now I'm still, I still have a lot going on. But that's okay.
Okay.
What you got over there?
I don't have any FOs. What I'm wearing this is a heavily modified Yume.
Yeah.
Made out of Cantata from Plymouth. I did a worsted weight version of it. I just went up 4 needle sizes and down 4 pattern sizes. So
crazy.
You can only do that if you're not a extra small through medium. If you're one of those sizes, you can't do that.
No.
So, but it worked out perfectly, and I really like it. So that's what I'm wearing. So I have, I guess, a hole. I got one of my slippers done. Oh, I put the buttons on that little baby sweater too.
How cute.
So that's done. Good thing. I need it for tomorrow. My FOs for this week were quilting things. I'll pop some pictures in either here or at the end for Lexi's baby shower. So
Yeah.
I did a quilt and a changing pad. So this was my woodland loafer. It's not blocked yet, so it kind of still looks a little funky. But I really like the feel of it and the look of it. I think once I block it, it'll look really great.
Yep.
I have to check the size too. It'll ruin the surprise for Christmas, but I might go have them try it on. I don't have those blockers, you know, that you put inside of shoes.
Oh, those forms?
Yeah.
I don't have any of those
you can
either.
use a shoe. Just put a shoe inside here. Or,
Oh.
Yeah, or put a plastic bag in and then put the shoe inside of that. I could try it. Like put one of my size inside of it. I just got some brand new shoes, so they're not dirty yet.
There you go.
I might try it. So I got one done.
Okay.
It's woodland loafer, and it's made with Usha. I don't know if it's still available. Mirasol Usha. I don't have it at the store anymore. That's why I like to just take the discontinued stuff and make stuff with it. So that's how I came across it. So this is the toe of the next one. So that's where I am with that.
I've made this pattern, I believe.
Yes, you did with Malabrigo Chunky.
Oh.
I know you gave it to somebody at Christmas
that's
last
right.
year.
That's right, I did.
Yeah. So, and then I have my timber. We're doing timber for the knit along. We talked about that last time. I have split for my sleeves is where I'm at right now. I only work on that here. And so, let's see how I can show it best here it is. Stand up collar. It's got the ribs down the back. It's got the ribs down the sleeve. And then there's a rib panel on the front, right at the edge. So I am loving this yarn. It is Encore Tweed. I never thought I would love, you know, an Encore, mostly acrylic product so much, but I absolutely love it. And I'm absolutely loving the needles I'm using too. Now these are Lantern Moon. So they're an ebony wood, 24 karat gold joins. It's got the cable with nylon covered over steel.
Wow.
Kind of like the Chaigu. And I just feel how smooth these are.
Oh, yeah.
Those are really nice needles. I have ordered for myself size 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have, you know, that's the most widely used size. And I just did 32. I figure I don't need a whole interchangeable set. Those 5 needles will do most of my knitting.
Probably.
So I'm good with that. So, yep, those are the 2 things I'm working on most right now. And like I said, I'll put those pictures of the quilts in too.
Cool. Well, talking about timber, I have a collar.
Yay. Oh, and the setup row done. That
And,
setup row is a little tricky, you know, because there's so
Actually,
many.
I did rows 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
So now I have to start the first repeat of 2 and 3.
Okay.
So that's where
Yeah.
I did. So yeah, I have a collar.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, I'm knitting mine out of Shelter.
Okay.
And Oh yeah,
It's got that real marled look.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Kind of a interesting color.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what else do I got in here. Did I? Oops, something's all over there. Did I show this ever?
I don't remember that.
Okay, this is what I learned at
I recognize that pattern now. Yep.
the Leading Men Retreat. Okay, it's Anorami, something like that. And this was taught by Olga.
Yep.
And obviously she's the designer. And so I have this side out to the, because I wanted to see how my colors looked. And so these, it's modular knitting. And I've got, this is, the gold is done and the green is done. And looks like I'm done with the brown too. Yep, brown's all the way to the end.
So now you gotta do teal?
So I've got to do teal.
Okay.
And so the next teal piece will go here, from this point to this point. It looks funky, but it, you know, once you put those the connecting in, it holds its shape much better. Okay, when you look at the back, there's a gazillion ends. Take heart, they're all woven in already because you weave them in as you go.
And you don't cut yours till you block.
And I do not. Nope, because then I know that they're going to be nestled down in there.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, yeah, this is the one edge, and then this goes, there's going to be 2 rows of the blue too, but the last row's done differently, so I didn't do it.
Okay.
So, yeah, so now I got to just do teal.
Okay.
And
cool.
pick up along there. And so it's really, really a fun knit. Now, the thing is, we've got a class scheduled that is called Stitch and Time Blanket. And I've showed my squares on previous podcasts. That's also modular knitting.
Right.
And I'm real into that right now. And this, you know, is going to be just like this. It's not going to be very deep, but it'll be a long kind of scarf thing. And, you know, this was all just leftovers in my stash. And so I thought, I'm going to see what I can put together. And you could take this and do it scrappy. You know, when if you took all of and did it modularly that way. I was going through, okay, I have this project going right now. I am cleaning my sunroom because I have to puppy-proof my house.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and my sunroom is just like this dumping ground right now. And so, yeah, I'm doing some serious cleaning out of the crap in my sunroom. So, well, that also is known as the yarn room. Not all the yarn is in there, nowhere near all the yarn is in there. But I do have like cubbies in there where I store yarn. And in one of my cubbies, in, you know how you buy the cube to stuff in the cubby? Well, in one of them, I had leftovers. And I just kept shoving leftovers in this cube. Well, I went through, well, there were actually 3 cubes with leftovers. I went through 2 of the 3. Because that's where when I started digging, that's where I ended up finding mostly fingering weight.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And so my plan was then I am going to get out all of my scraps. I found a bag full that I'm trying to organize all those leftovers. So I took, if it was over 20 grams, I weighed every ball. If it was over 20 grams, it went in a tote that I'm going to just, if I need, you know, fingering weight for a half a skein for some part of color on a shawl or something, whatever, that's what that's for. Or if I need, you know, if it's a half a ball, I can get a pair of shorty socks out of it. So I put all of that in one place. Then I took all the ones that were 20 grams or less and I weighed those and I sorted those by color. And I put some in the bags that I had separated colors for my stitch and tie blanket.
Mm-hmm.
But then I have this one bag. It's all neutrals.
Oh, okay.
So I think it would be really fun to knit this with those little leftovers.
Sure.
Um,
And just mix them up randomly?
maybe.
Yeah, like this one's planned colors.
This one's planned colors.
But
But then
that one, yeah.
I could take all those neutrals. You know, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's like whites and there's grays in there and various
Mm-hmm.
shades of grays, some blacks, I have some black that have sparkles in,
Okay.
you know, and I think I would just, I don't know what I would do, how I
Mm-hmm.
would do it, but I'm thinking I might do this with them.
Yeah.
It was either that or take them and do like a stitch and tie blanket,
Yeah.
a scrappy blanket with all the grays, you know, all those neutrals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
This would be pretty. You know, you could do a fade too.
Well,
Fade it from dark to light.
yeah,
And then if you accumulated more stripes, you could go from dark to light to dark again.
right.
You know, you could have it fade in and out a couple of times.
Mhm. There is another version of this pattern that is a long wrap.
Mm-hmm.
But
But you can turn any wrap into a blanket.
exactly. So this has got me thinking. And like, if you can just that idea, you can turn any wrap in a blanket. What if I started at a corner, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and turned my wrap, but did it like on the diagonal?
Well, this isn't a 45-degree corner, though.
No, but by
Or
adding
90
rows,
degree. Yeah.
the blanket, this doesn't have a 45-degree corner, but the wrap does.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm thinking I would make it, basically you're taking that pattern and making it wider, and then, but I would start on I would try to do my colors on the diagonal, or on the bias, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just
Oh,
something.
okay.
I'm just playing with these kind of ideas
Sure,
in my
sure.
head. Taking this class with Olga and talking about modular knitting and techniques was absolutely fascinating.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I'm, you know, I don't know, I'm not in a hurry on this thing, but could this be bowling alley knitting? Yeah. Because once
Right.
you know how to
So-
do one motif, you can do them all.
As long as it doesn't get too big, because you don't want it to be getting in oily spots or anything at the bowling alley.
I don't worry about that.
Okay.
I'll wash it. I'll block it.
Okay.
Whatever. So, yeah, but at any rate,
Very nice.
it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So I have that going. And let's see, what else do I have in here? Oh boy. Okay, that's that and that. Oh! Shh, don't tell Ryan.
Oh, you're finally making this Packer socks.
Yeah, since I already know what size sock to make them,
There you go.
exactly how many repeats of the pattern I need.
Yeah.
So, there we go. I bought this years ago here.
Uh-huh.
It says Frolicking Feet,
Okay.
and it was, I don't know what it was called, but I love it. It's really
Yeah.
a nice weight for sock. This isn't as heavy, but
Uh-huh.
I think it's the pattern.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know, but so these will be for Ryan, and he is not to see them. I know he doesn't watch our podcast,
Right.
but at any rate, so this is 2 nights worth of bowling.
Okay.
I think I cast it on at home and did like
Uh-huh.
a row or 2 at home.
Okay.
And then I took it to bowling last week and this week.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 nights of bowling.
Good.
I may get them done. I may finish them up at home just so I can give it to him for Christmas. But
Yeah.
and then I'm also working on. You guys, this is really neat. This yarn. Oh, this Plymouth, what is this stuff? Plymouth Select.
DK.
Yeah, Plymouth Select DK. Look at this. This is Cora's sweater that
isn't that pretty?
I'm doing for the class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it blooms a lot. So this might look like it's going to be small, but no. I left my swatch at home. Darn it, I needed it for tonight. Oh well, whatever. I don't really need it. But my swatch bloomed like crazy. So I'm not worrying about this not fitting. It's going to be fine.
Okay.
So what I'm doing? Okay, I'm doing a mashup of two patterns.
Okay.
The top part is from the Ann Bud book.
Right.
Okay. And then the bottom part, I'm making it tunic length. I'm making it tunic length, but 7 inches down with A-line shaping. There's my chart.
Okay.
And this is from a pattern by Laura Ayler. It is called Stennis, Stennes. And it has this motif on the sleeve at the end, and then this is the body chart. And then it has a stand-up collar that some people have taken the sleeve chart and done on the collar.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I'm going to do that. The pattern actually calls for it to be gartered. So well, I got a little better than 1.5 inches done.
Okay.
And so that's what I'm doing. But is this soft? This is wonderful yarn.
Yeah, I used it last year for some of my Christmas hats, the neon ones.
Yeah.
I have all those neon colors in that glacial gray up there with that too.
Well, you know, and I love the definition. When I get to this texture chart on the bottom, that is just gonna pop.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get there. So yeah, 5 more inches and I can start it. So I'm a little excited.
Yeah. Where's the A-line shaping come in? You just
I figured out. It's a make one here. That's why I've got the side markers in. I'm doing a make one. I did the first one at 1 inch, and then the other ones are all done before you get to the body.
Oh, I mean to
that chart.
Okay.
To that chart, they'll all be done.
Okay.
So I kind of figured out, because I know that the chart is 8 inches worth of knitting.
Okay.
And
so this will be like with leggings.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Below her butt, almost a dress.
Yeah, almost.
Okay.
It'll be over her butt. That's what I wanted. So.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah, and this, you know, I just putting this chart on there. I'm so excited about it.
Good, cool.
Yeah. So, I came up with my plan for Christmas.
What is that?
I am gonna go through and knit slippers.
Oh, well, I was gonna, but these are taking me longer than I thought.
I'm not
so it's
gonna
only gonna
knit
be 2 pair of slippers.
I'm not gonna knit the fancy. I'm gonna just knit the plain old, you know, like beginning knitter with the garter and then the stockinette toe.
Oh, I always did a rib toe. Garter.
Oh, no, yeah,
and then
rib toe. Yeah, it is a rib toe. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is a rib toe.
Slip the first stitch of every row so you have a nice edge on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I first got that pattern when my kids were really little from Mary Maxim, I think it was, or Hirschner's, one or the other, whatever, one of those catalogs. And then they had they made the toe of it into a mouse face and then put a little tail on it.
Well.
And then we had duckies and lions.
That pattern was in a book. And when I was learning to knit, that pattern was the very first thing I ever knit.
Oh, okay.
And the funny thing is that pattern was in a book, and it was, you know, back then they would put out like books, but you know, it wasn't, you know, it's more of a pamphlet with about 6-8 patterns in it, something like that, always for a particular yarn. So the yarn back then was called Cuddle Spun.
Oh.
So it was a bulky of some sort.
Yeah.
And I remember my grandma didn't drive, and so my grandma had my grandpa take us to the the yarn store, or maybe it was Evans. I have no idea where we went. I just remember going in the car to buy my Cuddle Spun, and my grandma insisted that I follow a pattern with my very first knitting project.
Oh, okay.
So my understanding of pattern and how it relates to knitting goes back to day one.
Okay.
I never knit a dishcloth. Never knit a dishcloth. But I can honestly say I probably have knit 100 of those slippers because that's what we always wore.
Yeah.
So this year I am going to knit a bunch of them in all different sizes, clean out my worsted stash because I got plenty. You know, and well, I usually hold worsted double when I knit them, but I got bulky in stash too, and I may use some of that.
Yeah. You know what I used for a lot of them, because I made them over and over after I did those kit ones. It was called Aunt Lydia's rug yarn. Remember?
Sure,
that?
I remember that.
Yeah, it was more like an Aran weight and a little sturdier. Yep, that's what I did them all out of.
Oh, fun.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm gonna knit a whole bunch of these, and whoever comes over at Christmas can have a pair of slippers.
I could still remember the pattern.
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah.
So I'm gonna do that, and then all of the small people would be like my great nieces and nephews. I think the oldest one, well, the oldest, he's a senior this year. I don't know if they're coming, but, and I don't think he would want slippers. But all of the little ones, though, are getting mittens. So I'm going to knit mittens for all the little people, too. And I'm having a blast because I found leftovers. I got leftover mohair. So one of the little girls is going to get a pair of mittens with mohair.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just going to hold the mohair double with some DK or something like that.
Sure.
And I could do, yeah, I think I'm going to do it with, I've got, remember the gold that I used?
For what?
The mohair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that gold mohair. Okay, I have about a half a ball I found. So I'm going to take that and put it with DK of a gold, very similar to that. And somebody's going to get basic mittens with mohair.
Cool.
Yeah. So, I'm having a blast because I found all of these leftovers and I'm thinking, oh, that could be good for that, or that could be good for that. And it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, here I'm thinking I'm cleaning things out, and I did, because I also, if it was less than 2 grams, out. I just pitched it. I'm not going to mess with 2 grams of yarn.
Yeah. You know what? I was doing something similar this week. I was in the sewing room, and I'm trying to sort it out. And I used to sort all my fabric by color in the basement, all on bookshelves. Well, slowly it's all migrated up into my sewing room.
Well, that's because you really don't want to traipse down the basement steps
but
every time you want yarn.
It's getting
fabric.
way too full in there, because now I put my sock machine in there, I have my yarn in there, and all my fabric, way too much. So I started sorting it out, and this time, instead of sorting it by color, I'm sorting it by quantity. So I got over a yard stack, 1/4 to 1 yard stack, and then a scrap basket.
Oh, wow.
So that's the way I'm sorting it. But as I'm doing this, I'm finding old works in progress. And one of them was that quilt as you go that I had here for so long. And so I was like, well, I should just finish this up real quick. So the last 2 days I've been sewing those squares. And next week I think I'll bring it and lay it out here because it's like random colors. It's a whatever 10-inch pack.
Okay.
So I gotta lay it all out and kind of get it set how I want it to be laid out. So yeah, I got almost all the squares done. I got 30 some. I figure I need at least 48.
Wow.
I'm not sure how, if I'll go much bigger, but at least 48 I need.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I was doing the same thing. And I am finding space. All of a sudden I'm finding space in my room. But I'm taking everything that was over a yard back downstairs. I'm going to start putting them back on those shelves. Right now they're kind of randomly on there, but not by color, just stacked on the shelves. But yeah, I got nearly empty bookshelves in the basement where all these fabrics used to be.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, so they'll get filled up again.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I've been cleaning out and it's been feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
I want to have my sunroom back so that if I wanted to watch something other than what Ron was watching on TV, I could sit in there and knit rather than have to crawl in bed and then fall asleep while I'm watching whatever it is on TV. And, you know,
Okay.
if I lay down and watch it, I'm going to crash. So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I have a TV in my sewing room too, so sometimes I watch TV in there. Mostly like YouTube videos. But.
Well, and that's the thing. This one's on Roku. It's got a nice Roku on it, and I could like, do all my, like, Craftsy. It's got an app. You can, you know.
Yep, I got Craftsy on there, and I got YouTube. And those are mostly all I watch in there. I don't really watch any TV shows.
No, and well, I'm thinking that if I would have Craftsy in there, and then I would maybe have YouTube on there, which I think I do, then I could watch my podcasts, you know.
Yeah.
It just seems to me to make sense.
Yep. Then you get more ideas for more projects, though.
Well, that's a
now
bad thing.
there's another quilting project I want to do, because Kate from The Last Homely House, probably my all-time favorite podcast, she was making a scrap quilt, and so I love it. It's just 3.5-inch blocks that you're making with your scraps, but you have a different color in the center. And she was showing how she was making those, and she got the idea from Terry Rowland, who's another podcaster.
Okay.
So I went and watched Terry's YouTube videos too. But yeah, now I want to do that with my scrap basket.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, you get all these ideas. Well,
You do.
Yeah, I'm always adding things to my favorites when I watch the knitting podcasts. So.
Well, then maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah.
I try not to watch. I mean, I like to watch Arnie and Carlos.
Yeah.
Because they crack me up.
Yeah.
And I'll watch that pretty regularly. But, you know, I really don't have a lot of favorite podcasts.
Oh, okay.
I don't. If I'm knitting at home, I know a lot of people will, when they're knitting, they just watch podcast.
Yeah.
But what I will do when I'm knitting is I'll listen to a book.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, I have, it's funny, I always have multiple books going. One is always an audio and the other one is I'm reading.
Okay.
And so I you know, like, yeah, I listen to Audible,
Okay.
or audiobooks, all the time. When you know, I'm home alone during the day, I love it. And, you know, and I just have Alexa read it, you know. I just tell Alexa to play Audible.
Oh, okay.
And I do it all through there.
Ah, that's nice.
Yeah. So I have multiple Alexas in the house. So
Yeah.
I'll just tell her to.
And you can go device to device and she'll know where you are. Okay.
Well, you have to tell her. You know, like if I say, the easiest way to do it if you're going to go from device to device is just to do it from the app on your phone. So what I'll do is, like, I'll start it on the app on my phone, which is connected to Alexa, my Alexa app, and then I'll tell her which device to play it on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then I'll stop it on my phone and then tell her to play it on a different, if I'm going back and forth.
Yeah, so from my phone, I listen to the same book on speaker or in the car. But that's all because it's on my phone. Because if I'm on the iPad, it doesn't know where my phone was. You can sync them up, but I don't think it's easy.
Well,
go from your iPad to your
yeah, they
phone.
sync. They went, like, if I.
Well, I am through Libby now.
Oh, okay.
I'm
no,
not Audible.
Yeah, that one maybe won't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, so I just always use my phone. But I listen to the audiobooks while I'm doing English paper piecing at the kitchen table.
That works. Yeah, I don't have, you know, like, even when I'm knitting, I don't have a lot of pattern going on when I'm listening. I mean, like this, you know, round of stockinette, I can do that anytime.
Well, even this you could do, because it's just, you know, when you get to the marker, do your twisted rib. That's the only thing that you're doing.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
Yep.
I haven't done enough on that sweater to actually know what I'm doing yet. I still have to follow the pattern.
Oh, yeah, because you only did 3 rows.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
Right, right. Well, it's pretty easy, though, because, like this one, you're increasing every other row till you get to a certain amount of stitches across the back, and then you're every other row only on the body side. You can see where that changed.
Yeah,
only
changed.
on the body side.
Okay.
So it's not like
And then
some patterns are every 2 rows for the body and every 4 rows for the
I
sleeve.
hate that.
I
Oh,
hate
that drives
that.
me crazy.
Yeah. So this one does not have that. It's easier.
Okay.
Yeah. I have not had any complaints so far with this pattern. Shannon Cook. That's by Shannon Cook, by the way. Timber by Shannon Cook. No complaints at all.
Well, that's good. Well, oh, and I have my ranunculus, but you've seen that. So that I have that on the needles too.
Yeah.
So,
mine's back on the needles, by the way.
Oh, you're gonna fix it?
I tore the whole ribbing out, and I'm doing it on a size 8.
Well, what I'm trying to do is, like, I had this list of, I think there was 10, 12 things on this list. And I just said, I need to get these done. And I prioritized my list, you know, not, is like deadlines, because certain things like the test knits had a deadline and all that. I have my gnome for October. That obviously has got to be done by the 31st. I'm halfway down on the body, so I think my gnome will be my tonight knitting when I get home. So yeah, so I got to get that done. I'm doing a pink one for breast cancer.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Everybody, you know, you would think, oh, do a Halloween or a fall theme kind of thing.
Yeah, but it is breast cancer.
I did
month.
breast cancer awareness. So I'm going to try to find some kind of little ribbon.
I have pink ribbon. Well, they're not pink, but they're supposed to be pink ribbon stitch markers up front.
Oh.
You can have one.
Yeah.
And then just take the charm off of it.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well,
Yeah.
thanks.
Sure.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is to attach the little charm. Either, I haven't decided yet. It depends on how it holds up. I'm going to either A, attach that little charm to the tip of the hat, or B, the point of the beard.
Oh, okay. Or make it look like a necklace.
Oh, I could attach it right underneath the nose. Like, you know, the brim of the hat goes over the nose. But I could put it like right underneath the nose so that it hangs like a necklace. Yeah. I could do that. Or just to attach it even in the middle of the beard. And it like will hang right on the beard.
Sure.
It's like, I'm going to play with this.
Yeah.
See where it goes. But yeah,
There you go.
yeah, I remember those. You had the little itty bitty things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a set of 4 and there's some individual ones. So
Cool.
Yeah. Take
Awesome.
What you need.
Okay. So yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well,
that's that.
we did it. 2
Yeah.
weeks in a row.
Yep. Hopefully we'll be back in 2 weeks again.
Yep, that's the plan.
Okay.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.